What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another segment of Heart in the Paint. I have been gone for a while, but I'm back. I'm back, and I am so glad to be back. Now that I'm back, there are a lot of things that have taken place in the past week that I just cannot wait to talk about. And first up, political news. Donald Trump. From what I've been reading, and I read a lot, he is the front runner for the Republican nomination. Damn. Wow, Donald Trump, as many controversial remarks as he's made, he's the front runner. Listen, to all of my conservative friends / Republican friends, I really think the two words are one and the same. Anyway, listen, if Donald Trump is the best that you have to offer, damn, George W. Bush, he's not that far gone. All I can say to you is this, is that when it comes to the country, we haven't forgot George's tenure as president. The last thing we need is somebody who, in all aspects, is worse than George W. Bush. Yeah, he's actually worse than George W. Bush. And then after that, you got Jeb, and the only thing worse than somebody who's worse than George W. Bush is somebody who's actually a Bush. So, listen. You guys have got to get it together. I do have a question to all of my friends that are heavily involved in politics. Listen, if Donald Trump were a Democrat and he made some of the same comments that he's been making, would you vote for him? I think that's a fair question. Next question. If Barack Obama would have done the things that he's done since he's been in office, and ran on the platform that he ran on before office, but he was a Republican, would you have voted for him? Think on that. Anyway, moving right along, let's talk about Michael Vick. He of the newly signed Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, Michael Vick. I've always been a Michael Vick fan, regardless of what team he's played for. I've always wanted him to start for any team he's played for, except my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. I am a diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I go all the way back to the Terry Bradshaw days. Look, Mike, I love you, but you can't start. Anyway, Mike met a lot of resentment from animal activists and the PETA organization. Listen, we have extremists in every organization that's out there. Regardless of whatever it is, there's always an extremist. My problem with you guys is this. One, Michael has done his time. Two, a dog's life, animal's life is not worth more than that of a human's life. Now, I'm not here insinuating that a human's life is worth more than an animal's life. But what I am saying to you is this, is that until I start seeing you guys show up when another unarmed black male, a black person is killed by a police officer, until I see you guys show up when an animal viciously takes the life of a human, until I see you guys showing up at rallies supporting our soldiers that are dying overseas. I am a Marine myself. Hoorah, simplify. I don't really care what you have to say, because you're being hypocrites. You only care about what you care about, and that's not what it should be about in this country. It should be about what the majority of us all care about. There, I said it, I'm done. Big shout out to Michael Vick, 63-yard pass, your first play of the game. Damn, I like it. Then we had the MTV Music Awards last night, and did Nicki Minaj acknowledge her pastor and then call Miley Cyrus a bitch in like less than 2 seconds? Who does that? That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Nicki, when you do stuff like that, you become part of the problem and not part of the solution, which is why your high school did not want you to come back and speak to the students there, because they don't see you as a positive influence. And trust me, that is not the way to go about it. I understand we get caught up in our emotions sometimes. I suffer from that myself. But we have to choose our words wisely. Wow. I couldn't believe she did that. And I don't call myself a Christian. I still don't know how she did that. Anyway, I like the way Miley responded. Nobody got shot. I do expect at some point in time for there to be a diss track between Nicki and Miley Cyrus, with Juicy J ghostwriting the lyrics for Miley Cyrus. Yeah, I do expect that at some point. Where are we at now? We covered Trump, we covered Vick, We've covered Nicki Minaj. Today, the Washington Redskins decided that Kirk Cousins will be the starting quarterback in 2015. Wow. Listen, I'm not going to sit up here and act like Robert Griffin III has been innocent in all of this. He should have just focused on playing football. But in his favor, he did get hurt. Torn ACL injury is one of the most difficult injuries to come back from, especially when you're looking at a quarterback who needs to set up in the pocket, use their legs, and during the offseason needs to be working on studying the playbook and developing timing routes with their receivers. He has not been able to do this. Then you brought in a new coach last year who was supposed to solve Robert Griffin's problems and just has not done so. We know Robert Griffin is a read option quarterback. Russell Wilson was, and so is Colin Kaepernick. These two quarterbacks have evolved because what the offensive coordinators did was they said, hey, we're going to curtail, and I don't want to say curtail, we're going to adjust our offense to your strengths, and then we're going to work on your weaknesses so that we can grow our offense. That has not happened for Robert Griffin III in Washington. What you have is Jay Gruden, and I don't know why he feels this way, because you sucked last year as a head coach regardless of who was behind center. It's his way or the highway mentality, and he does not have the cachet of a Bill Belichick. He doesn't have that type of cachet behind him to say it's my way or the highway. So when you look at it, this is what I expect to happen with the Washington Redskins. I expect at some point in time Robert Griffin III will be traded this season, probably to the Jets, because they need some stability at quarterback with the old Geno Smith issue, or to the Tennessee Texans because, I'm sorry, Tennessee Texans. The Houston Texans, because they need a quarterback because they're not going anywhere with what they have right now. So your Robert's going to be gone, and I'm pretty sure Jay will be happy about it. But Jay, I got news for you. You will last all of 2015 in Washington. You will last all of 2016 in Washington. And because Kirk Cousins is not who you think he is, and because Robert Griffin won't be there to blame anymore, Dan Snyder's going to fire you. You will be looking for another job in 2017. It is what it is. I know people are going to look at me like, Theo, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't get paid to do this. How do you know? Because I watch football. That's why. Other than that, look for RGIII as a possibility. He could go wind up in Miami, because I'm still not sold on Ryan Tannehill. Carson Palmer is old, could get injured, so there's a possibility he could wind up in Arizona as well by the end of the season. I'm not going to pick any playoff teams right now, but that being said, that's my time. I want to thank you guys for always supporting me, showing me the love that you do. Once again, this is Theo, Hard in the Paint. Come back, see me. I'll probably be back on Thursday, but definitely won't be going that long because I'm pretty sure something else more interesting will pop off. Oh, before I go, shout out to Sierra and Russell Wilson. Future, you need to get a life. If you don't want to be there for your child, I can understand you not want to be there with Sierra, but if you don't want to be there with your child, stop acting like a little Mitch and get over it. That's my time. I'm out. Peace.